These were so-called shovel-ready projects, many already included in budget bills for things like flood protection, education, water systems, and infrastructure. But when Congress passed a stopgap bill to avoid a government shutdown, the funding for those projects vanished. Through community project funding, once known as earmarks, members of Congress can request dollars for specific local projects.
For members of Congress, it's an important thing for them to be able to bring federal money back to their district. It looks good for them. It provides jobs for the community, good publicity. Hopefully, from their perspective, it will increase the chances of getting reelected.
But this year, those projects worth nearly $96 million in Iowa were left out entirely when Congress passed a stopgap budget resolution to avoid a government shutdown last month.
To get the stopgap through, they had to cut back on all of the so-called earmarks. It was included in the House bill, but they had to be stripped out for the Senate to pass it. It wasn't just Iowa that was affected, of course. And so undoubtedly, there were other states and other members of Congress that lost their projects as well.
That includes more than $12 million for Cedar Rapids alone, like the $1.6 million for flood pump backups, $7 million for a new de-icing facility at the airport, and $3.7 million to rebuild Kirkwood's aging swine education barn.
So the plan is on hold then, because this was a critical part of the funding. It'll take us a couple more years to do it now.
Kirkwood President Christy Fisher says she's hopeful Congress will try again.
We're thinking about it being a project delayed, not a project that's dead.
Representative Ashley Hinson's office says they've contacted all 15 project applicants in her district, encouraging them to reapply for next fiscal year. Hinson tells Iowa's News Now that bringing Iowa tax dollars to be reinvested at home is a top priority for her, and she'll keep working to secure federal resources to benefit local communities. Hinson, along with Marionette Miller-Meeks and Zach Nunn, advanced tens of millions in project requests in the House before the stopgap stripped those funds. But Representative Feenstra, along with Senators Joni Ernst and Chuck Grassley, didn't submit any earmark requests this year. Now, Iowa's all GOP delegation is facing criticism for voting in favor of a stopgap that didn't include any earmarked funds. In a statement to Iowa's News Now, Miller-Meeks blamed Senate Democrats for blocking the projects, saying she personally called stakeholders to explain the loss. She says a shutdown would have hurt Iowans and that she'll keep fighting for vital projects to benefit and protect Iowa's 1st District.
For the House Republicans, it's kind of a lose-lose proposition. If we vote not for this, then the government shuts down. If we vote for it, then we get criticized for not having those funds included.
Now that stopgap funding only funds the government till September, so we'll have to do all this again in 5 months. And it's unclear if lawmakers will revisit earmarking any funds or if they'll be able to get on the same page by then. In studio, Nicole Haj, Iowa's News Now.